Alright. Again, this is a message from me to me. I'm talking to myself about things that I have on my mind that I may mess up on, or things that I need to get better at, or things that I need to really stop doing because I'm better than that. You feel what I'm saying? Cool. So, taking a shower last night, and I start to create this lack mindset in my head, this state of lack. I have a personal training business that I have, and I'm just going over numbers and thinking to myself, like, last month was a great month for me, and this month's going to be slow. The month has just started, it's only July 10th. Why am I saying that? I'm saying that because I'm thinking logically. People are telling me they're not going to be able to come, people just not hitting me back, people just not showing up. You know what I'm saying? Like, when you in a business of getting consumers, you don't really have control over what they do, like the business that I'm in anyways. So with that being said, I was just like, wow, I shouldn't think like that because for one, I don't know what God is capable of and I don't know what God is working on. Like, tomorrow, the day after, I could get a phone call from a coach that trains it, that has a team, and he can say, "Look, I see you train these kids. Look, can you train these three kids for me? I want them to come and train with you." You know what I'm saying? Why would I put that lackluster mindset on myself, not knowing that what God's working on or what could happen tomorrow or the next week? You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like we get too logical with our dreams, we get too logical with our life, and that begins to hold us back. Because, like I said in the video yesterday, we want to get on a frequency of abundance. We want to get on a frequency of believing that we can obtain anything and everything in this world is ours, and anything that we want we can get automatic. That should be our mindset off the rip, off the flat. Why would I think anything else? You know what I'm saying? Doesn't make sense to me. But humans' natural instinct is to think logically. You're gonna think, oh well, how am I gonna do that? And then once you see that there's no way for you logically to do that, you start to doubt yourself. But when you believe in God, you cannot think logically. You have to be delusional about your dreams. When you have big goals and big dreams, you have to be delusional because there's going to be times where you don't want, there's going to be times where you don't believe, there's going to be times where your vision is clouded, and there's going to be times where you feel like you can't see the other side of how you're going to get where you're trying to go. Okay? So, with that being said, you have to stay in a mindset of abundance. So, we can't we can't we can't never think lower of ourselves. Why are we doing that? I used to be an athlete. Why would I go into the season thinking I'm gonna do worse than I did last season? What? What? Why would that? Don't even make sense to me. That's just retarded. Literally, sorry to use the R word, but to me that's retarded. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't make sense. And as an athlete, I feel like not being an athlete no more has really hindered me mindset wise, because when I was an athlete, I always felt like I could always get the job done. I feel like no matter what the situation was, I was gonna find a way. And I'm able to apply it to my life, but sometimes I could feel it like it's not as strong as it once was. Like, my ability to really feel like, oh, okay, I'm gonna figure this out, or I'm gonna find a way out of this situation. You know what I'm saying? Like, I start to get in a scarcity mindset or a lack mindset just because it's like, in life, it's a lot of things that you cannot physically will into existence. And not being able to physically do something is so hard for an athlete. You know what I'm saying? Because we so in tune with our bodies and using our hands to make big things happen for us. You know what I'm saying? But in life, you got to get spiritually strong. You got to get mentally strong in order to will things into your life. Okay? So we need to get out of a state of lack and get in a state of abundance. Okay? A state of abundance. Damn, I hope that's the right spelling. One thing about me, I have trouble spelling. Like, I'm really smart, but for some reason, I have trouble spelling. That is a prime example right there. You might just say, "Oh, you just stating the facts. You really do have trouble spelling." No, I should be saying I'm the best speller in the world. And then if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. Why am I saying I have trouble spelling? I'm just don't put that don't wish that onto your life. Even if that's your truth, create another truth that's better than the one that you tell yourself. We need to be, I don't want to say the word lying, but we need to be manifesting a better version of ourselves at all times, bro. Like my mama just came in here and had this conversation with me that our tongue is extremely strong in this world, and we need to be speaking things of power and positivity and life into us. Okay, we don't want to be speaking in lack. We don't want to be thinking that we can't or cannot do something. We always need to be in abundance mindset. Okay, we always need to be in an abundance mindset. I can, I can, I can, I can, I can, I can. I am, I am, I am, I am, I am, I am. I have, I have, I have, I have. Not I don't, not I can't, not I want, not I'm going to. You know what I'm saying? I am, I have. Okay? The first step, like I told y'all yesterday, bro, the first step in getting to $1,000,000 is changing it up here. You have to see it and believe it up here. If you don't believe it up here, you can't manifest it physically. I want you to think about this, okay? Oh my goodness. I want you to think about this. Everything that was ever created, bro, they thought about it first and then they made it into physical reality. So with that being said, they took something from another dimension that you cannot physically feel and brought it into another dimension that you can physically feel. Okay? So in order for you to obtain something great or something that you really want, you have to first get it into your head mentally. Okay? If we want to be abundant, we want to be abundant. If we want to be great, we want to be successful, we first have to see it. We have to see it in our head, bro. And thinking in a mindset of lack is not going to be a way for you to obtain that. You're going to constantly be taking a step back. Every time you think negatively, every time you think you can't, or every time you think this is going to take longer than it has to, or I don't have enough right now, you're going to just be digging yourself in a deeper hole to actually get to where you want to go. It's going to be harder. It's going to take longer because you keep telling yourself that. Obviously, it's going to take longer because you keep saying it, bro. Stop saying it. Stop saying that shit. Stop doing it to yourself. Like, you're literally holding yourself back by speaking these things out of your mouth, okay? So we need to be thinking positively. We need to be speaking. We can, we can, we can, we can, we can. All right? Do you want it or do you not want it? You got to make your mind up, bro. You have to make your mind up and you have to be all in. Either you want it or you don't. It's that simple. Make the decision right now. Make the decision. Whatever it is that you think you want, you need to decide right now. Make the decision. Okay, this is what I want. And then after you make the decision that you got it in your head that this is what you want, you're going to stay on that shit until you get it. The only way to lose is if you quit. Simple. Stay on it till you get it. Like I tell y'all, bro, you don't know when shit is going to happen. You don't know what's going to happen. As humans, we get in the mindset of thinking we could predict the future. Why? I don't know. You ain't never predicted nothing in the future ever in your life. And if you think you did predict it, you probably spoke it into existence. Like, you probably literally spoke your future into existence. You can actually predict the future. Matter of fact, just keep saying it and keep doing it until it's yours, okay? But we have to work up here first, bro. We have to work up here first. And it's little shit. So like tomorrow, when your day starts, I want you to pay attention to how many times that you tell yourself you can't, or how many times that you think in the mindset of a lack, like I don't have, or I can't get it, or man, I really want this, but I can't right now. Every time you think like that, I want you to be like, okay, even if you literally cannot get it, okay, you literally cannot get it, but don't put it in your head. Just be like, damn, I have this. Even if you don't have it. It sounds crazy, bro. Listen, it sounds crazy, but it works, bro. I've done it, bro. Everything I have, I literally spoke into existence. I can't make this shit up. I wanted to be a YouTuber. Bro. I had, in college, I've had this camera, not this camera, I've been through multiple cameras, but this camera that I have right now is like $1,000, bro. I'm 19 years old. Where am I going to get $1,000 from, bro? I ain't started working yet. But I just kept, damn, how am I going to get a camera? What I can do to get a camera? Damn, camera. And guess what? Eventually, 6 months, 9 months later, I got a camera, bro. You just gotta stay on the shit, bro. Like I told y'all, sometimes shit gonna get blurry, sometimes shit gonna get clouded, and you ain't gonna have the vision. You won't feel so strong about what you set your mind on to do. But you have to fight through it, bro. You have to go to God and ask Him to give you the will and the strength to do the things that you want to do, to achieve the things that you want to achieve, bro. All right, that was on my heart today. That was on my mind today. Stop thinking in lack. Start thinking in abundance. I can. I am. I have. All right. That's it. That's all I got for y'all today, man. I love y'all. If you got something on your chest, get it off in the comments. Maybe I can help you. Maybe we could talk about it. If you got anything that you want me to speak on, anything that you need help with, or anything topic that y'all feel like would be cool to hear, let me know. Again, I'm having these conversations with myself. So I'm gonna come here to speak when I want to speak. But if you have something that you want to speak on or you want me to speak about, that's cool. I don't mind pitching in an opinion or pitching in how I could help. You know what I'm saying? You might not have nobody you could go to, but I'm willing to help. All right? You could come to me. So without further ado, make sure y'all stay prayed up. We going, man.